recording. So we are officially recording, and I'll post this on YouTube after. Okay, guys. So just mute yourself as you're jumping on. We're going to jump right in, and we're talking about sponsoring this week, you guys. I'm super excited because this is kind of what this whole Leap to Lead is about. You guys, we're talking about taking our business to the next step and stepping into leadership, you guys. So that means growing your team. That means committing to your business to be consistent and to provide great customer service and to really focus on building a business, whether that be full-time income or steady extra cash or the friendships or leadership or whatever that really looks like to you. Stepping into leadership with Scentsy can be so rewarding and so fulfilling. It's something me personally, I never even knew how much I needed it until I had it and I was experiencing it. And so I hope that that will be the same type of story for you guys if you haven't stepped into leadership yet, or maybe you have one or two people on your team, or maybe you just joined, or you've been with Scentsy for a while and you kind of want to take it up a level. I personally think that this program and taking some of these tools and ideas and applying it to your business will be really, really beneficial and super fulfilling. I think that you'll find so much joy in your Scentsy business, okay? And so last week we talked a lot about your personal business, how important it is to really understand how to get sales, how to provide good customer service, how to sample intentionally and develop those relationships with your customers and you know, hone in on, you know, your VIP customers, right? We talked a lot about consistency and all the different types of ways, parties and follow-ups and personal specials, all these ways that you can have a healthy personal business, right? Because if you're going to step into sponsoring, you want to make sure that your first part of your business is taken care of before you can step into sponsoring and lead well, okay? It's going to be really hard for you to sponsor and train your new teammate if you don't know what you're doing. You're not consistent in your business. You're not, you know, up to date on what's going on. And so we wanted to really, really focus on that last week, because we don't even want to dive into sponsoring until we can really, really make you guys understand how important it is to work on your personal business. So we talked about that. We went heavy and hard on that. And I want you guys to remember that that's the foundation of your business. Okay. It is the most important part of your business. If your PRV is lacking and consistency is lacking, then you have to go back to your personal business and manage things in your personal business. Okay. And once you're feeling more confident in that, once that's squared away and you can handle being consistent, then you move into what we're talking about right now, which is sponsoring. And I just have to say, you guys, so many of you guys are ready to step into sponsoring. So many of you essential and certified consultants are ready to step into sponsoring. Your PRV is amazing. You're consistent. You love Scentsy. You make all the fun samples and try new things, and you have the personal boxes, and you're following up with your customers, and you have a VIP group, and it's, girl, you need to sponsor. Take advantage of the consistency and dedication that you're putting into your business and allow your business to bloom. Okay? What? That's my hope for you, is that as we move through this, that you will be more confident. Sorry, I'm just like, I get distracted. Okay. So I'm starting off our sponsoring week by talking about our list of 100. Okay. Your list of 100, it sounds corny. I'm sure you're like eye rolling at the thought of making your list of 100. Okay. But it's so important. And what it does is it really lets you, the consultant, see the potential out there in your network around you. Okay. And I actually made a quick list of 100 in the last few hours. And I want you guys to know that this is probably my 10th, 15th, 20th list of 100 that I have made in the 5 years that I have been doing Scentsy. Okay, guys, your list of people, your network of people will evolve through your Scentsy journey. Okay. The people I was putting on my list of 100 when I first joined are people like my family, my best friends, my cousins, neighbors, past coworkers, right? And as my business has evolved, I've met in people I've met at the preschool, people I've met at my kids' PTA, people I've met at events, customers that have found me on the consultant locator, right? So through your Scentsy journey, your list of 100 evolves and changes and grows, absolutely. But it's not something that is only to be done when you first join, okay? I wanna recommend you guys, whether you joined today or you joined 5 years ago, make a list of 100 for your business consistently, reevaluate it, add to it all the time. And what this is a list of people that you think of that are in your actual life, okay? People you've had interactions with, okay? And when I'm thinking of my list of 100 through the trainings I've watched and the breakouts I've been to and the expos and things I've seen through my Scentsy journey, I've heard this acronym called Frankies. And if you have a pen and paper, you might want to write this down because this will help you with your list of 100, okay? Your Frankies. So you're talking about your friends, your relatives, acquaintances, new contacts, and if you are a seasoned Scentsy consultant, your new contacts part is super important, okay? Kids, interests. So if you love beagles, if you are in a group for beagles, okay? People you've connected with through your mutual interests, okay? Church groups, motorcycle groups, whatever it is that you love and that you're interested in, people that you've met through interest, employees, that can be past employees, current, like, I don't mean employees, I mean like coworkers. So like think of your work, past coworkers, current coworkers, so employees for E. S is spouse, so people you know through your spouse, maybe your spouse's husband's wife or something. So that is your Frankies. That's who you can pull names from. Okay, so I redid mine. I have other sheets. I keep all of mine, okay? And through time, I see that people have joined or they're a great customer. Now they're shopping from someone else who joined, who's on my team, right? But these lists are ever evolving and there's so many categories, you guys, that you can pull from to make your list of 100, okay? I really love that new contacts part because as I meet new customers, maybe through a grab bag or a Facebook party or the consultant locator or at an event or handing out a sample or whatever, as I meet a new customer and they give me an order and maybe they've only ordered once or so, they're definitely going on my list of 100 because what this list does is when things are, okay, actually, what this list does varies based on where you are in your Scentsy journey. So as a new consultant, you can take your list of 100 or 30 or 40 or however many you can get to confidently, okay? And you reach out to them, you let them know, hey, I just joined Scentsy. I'm so excited. I love their products so much. And I'm actually putting together some sample packs. I would love to send you some samples. Okay. So as a new consultant, you can use your list to announce your business. Okay, these are people that you think of right off the top of your head. They're not strangers. You're not cold messaging them. You're catching up with them. You're letting them know something new about them. And I personally always like to offer something. So I'm making sample packs. I'd love to give you a catalog and some samples. Okay. And from there, you're going to grow your network. From there, you're going to have conversations. If you message 40 people, I guarantee if you're offering to drop them off some samples because of this new thing you started and you're so excited about, I guarantee you out of those 30 and 40 people right off the top of your mind, you will get people who are interested. You will get people who want the samples. You will get people who will say, I love Scentsy. I would love it. I love Apple Scents. Sure. Okay. So as a new consultant, that's what you use your list for, right? You're introducing your business and you are offering Scentsy. You're getting your name out there. You're starting those connections. Okay. And as a consultant who's been around a while, maybe you've closed a few parties, maybe you've been with us for a few months, years, your list of 100 is people to go back to and connect with and see who are my potential hostesses. Who have I mentioned joining to? Who could I mention joining to? Who could I try to set up some sort of referral, whether it be a personal shopping link or a grab bag or a fundraiser, or who do I know that has connections to somewhere where I can do an event, right? Do you know someone who coordinates a lot of stuff at their church? Could you talk to them and see if they have any openings for events, if you could get in? What could you do with your list of 100 to grow your network and to strengthen relationships? Okay. For me personally, when I have new people that I'm meeting through my business, whether I post on a advertising day on a local group and I post about my VIP group and I have people join, right? And I reach out to them, hey, you're local. Next time I'm doing drop-offs, I'd love to drop off a catalog and some samples. I write their name down. Okay. Whenever I get a new order on my website, I write their name down. Whenever I'm networking with people, I write their name down, because what that does is it reminds me, hey, Alex, these people are interested in Scentsy. You need to go build relationships with them, follow up with them, offer them your local specials, right? You need to be on it, because, hey, it's not their job to say, hey, I looked through the catalog and I really liked this sample and I want to try this and I'd like to book a party. No one's going to do that. Okay, guys, it's our job as a business owner to take these connections we have and build off of them, whether that be you're building a relationship, you're building trust, you're giving them value by providing tips and tricks or comedic relief or connection, or you're booking parties. You go on a booking blitz and you go talk to some people on your list of 100 to try to book a Facebook party. You're trying to front load for October. Visit your list of 100 and go offer a booking incentive, or go have a booking blitz with your people and try to book parties for October, right? We have a join special. You can look at your list of 100 and say, who are my VIP customers? Who would be really great at this? Who are my past hostesses that I could offer this join opportunity to? Okay. Your list of 100 is so valuable throughout your Scentsy journey. And if you find that you're running your list of you're looking at your list of 100 and you've followed up with them and you've talked to them and you've built with them, then you know it's time to go add more, build to your list of 100, go network more, go build connections more, go book parties so you can be adding to it. If your list of 100 is dry and you're not adding to it, then you got to revisit that personal side of your business. Okay. As we talk about sponsoring and growing your network and growing your business and having people join your team, having people to join your team, people. We cannot rely on the same 10, 15, 20 people that helped you launch your business. You have to grow your network and you have to build more relationships and you have to be consistent in the networking part, because at the end of the day, the only thing you can control with sponsoring is how much effort you put in. Okay. And so your list of 100 is a really great tool for you to make sure you're in check. You're networking with people. You are sharing the opportunity. You're building those connections with people. You're meeting new people. Okay. I look at my list. I call it my running list of 100 because it's running. I'm always adding to it. I am always adding to it. And you know, it's interesting because I go and I look back at it like every 3 months and I highlight the people who have joined. Literally, I highlight the people who joined, because as you're talking to people about joining, what you're doing is you're planting a seed. It's not often that you mention joining to someone and they're like, yes, I'm ready. Let's do it. Send me your website. It's not often. What often happens is they're not sure. They're going to give you an excuse, which Bree is going to touch on. Bree's going to talk on excuses, but they're going to tell you how they can't do it. They're going to blow it off. They're going to say, yeah, I was thinking about it. But then when it comes around to them joining, they don't. Okay. But by having a lot of people in your business, you will seal the deal. The seeds will bloom more often because you are having more conversations. That's the only effort you can control is what you're doing, right? So you can follow up, you can build connections, you can meet new people, you can talk to them, you can offer things, okay? So as we move on into sponsoring, I want you guys to really do the list of 100. If you type in 100 on the search bar of your workstation, you will find this PDF. It's called like, I don't know, list of 100 something. Okay, it's the very first one. You just search it on the workstation. It will pop up, or hey, take a piece of notebook paper and write 1 to 100 and try to fill them out and go to it often, add to it often, okay? Because you're not going to remember every single person you meet. You're not going to remember every single person you think of. And so having it written down and revisiting it often in your business will be so helpful for you guys, okay? So that's what I really want to encourage you guys to do, all right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We are going to go to Bree next, and Bree is going to be talking all about how important it is to be developed in your Scentsy journey, your path for Scentsy, your why, we call it, your why. She's going to talk about that. She's going to talk about how important it is to have relationships with your customers and the types of conversations that you can have with your customers and how they turn into best customers. She's also going to go over some excuses, you guys, because as we're growing our teams, as we're offering the opportunity, we run into excuses. So she's going to give you guys some tips and tricks on that, okay? So I'm going to spotlight Bree, and we are good to go, girl.
All right. Hey, everyone. I am Brianna. Most of you know me anyway. So yeah, so Alex did a really great job. She was speaking right to my heart, actually, because even me, I need the refresher a lot about what does it look like to keep that list of 100 going and how important that list really is, because I have made the list and then forgotten about it and not referenced back to it. And you guys, the worst thing that you can do for your business is not be consistent with, not being consistent with keeping track and having a system for those people that you're talking to about the opportunity or just about Scentsy in general. And I know that, like, for me now, it's hard to keep track of like every little conversation, every person who I come in contact with. It's like, well, is that even really meaningful? But like Alex said, the planting the seeds part is 100% true. Even not even just with sponsoring, but with buying, right? So the seeds that I have been planting for 3 years now, unintentionally with people on my Facebook or my Instagram, all of a sudden I'm seeing the fruit of that in orders from people who have never expressed interest in buying Scentsy, have never even talked to me about Scentsy, liked a picture, done any of that. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, can I buy some Scentsy from you? And it's like, whoa, like, how did I not see that? But we are always planting seeds. And one of the big parts of that is being intentional with our why and being intentional about what we are saying to people, even when we aren't talking to them. Okay, so I'll try to make sense of that. Give me a second, but I'm going to start at the foundation of that, which is your why. And so from the get-go, every single one of you, every single person who has joined the Scentsy journey has a why. Okay. Your why may be super similar to somebody else's. Your why we may have connected on a why, or it may just be your reason. Okay. And your why is 100% good. Okay. It is your reason for being here. And it does not have to be grandiose. It does not have to be a superstar director, to make $10,000, to replace an income, retire a husband. It doesn't have to be any of that. It can simply be to have community. It can simply be to talk to other adults because all day long you talk to toddlers. It can be because you have a Scentsy habit and you want to fill your house with Scentsy without spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. All of that is amazing and it's perfect. You want to know why? Because you are not the only person who feels that way. you may feel like you are, but that's probably just because you haven't connected with somebody here on the team who feels that way. And most definitely your why will connect with somebody in your customer base or somebody in your circle who you haven't talked to yet about it. And so knowing your why and understanding that your why will just grow. Okay. So when we start Scentsy, for those of you who don't know my story, I started Scentsy because I wanted something to do after being a stay-at-home mom for over 7 years and being a stay-at-home wife for almost 9 years. I just was like, I just want to be able to use my creativity. I wanted to be able to have something to do when my husband was at work and my kids were busy playing. I just wanted to be able to have an excuse to go hang out with my friends and maybe do something in the process that was a little bit more meaningful than just, hey babe, I'm going to go like have dinner with my friends. That was my why. We didn't need the extra income. We were doing just fine. That's why I jumped in. I'm just a mom who just wanted an outlet. Okay. And that was my why up until 4 months later, when I earned the Mediterranean cruise by almost accident, earned it. And then the moment that we went on that trip, my why grew. Okay. And all of a sudden I was blowing new energy into this balloon that was just a little bitty, like little bit of nothing. Okay. It felt like nothing. The reason I joined was just to do it. And then we step onto that cruise, and me and my husband's why for doing this was one and the same. And it was, okay, now we're going to like do Scentsy because now we want to travel. Now we see the benefit. Now we understand that the life that we had been dreaming about traveling, what we thought was going to be 20 years in the future is now. Like we can literally do it now as a young family, not have to pay for it. But we work for it. I work for it. So my why grew. Okay. And all of a sudden, the why that I had been talking about up until that point, right? Because this is key. And I want you guys to understand this. Your why is for you, but it's also meant to be shared. Okay. So, in the church, as a Christian, we call this your testimony. It is your story. And with Scentsy, your story is going to impact people, and probably people you don't even know. You won't ever hear about the fruit of that, but you are impacting people every time you talk about your story, what Scentsy has done for you, what Scentsy means for you, why you started. All of that means something to people. And if you're not sharing it, you are leaving out a huge chunk of that connection that Alex was talking about with your customers and with the people around you. Because that connection can literally be the jumping point for opening doors to sponsoring people, to best customers, to best hostesses, to best friends. You guys, I've met some of my greatest friends who started out as just acquaintances, and then all of a sudden we become friends, but it's kind of just through Scentsy. And then all of a sudden there's that connection, and boom, now we're really great friends. Now we're best friends. Okay. You just never know who your why is going to touch. And the beauty of your story is that there's power in it because it means something to you. And you sharing that on your social media pages should not scare you. And I say that because I know a lot of people are afraid to be like, well, I just joined to be able to go on a date night. I don't want people to think that that's stupid. Do you know how many people would love to be able to go on a date night? And do you know how many people look at you and go, man, girl, you really deserve a date night. Like, you joined Scentsy, you worked hard so you could go on a date night. Like, that's awesome. Like, let me clap for you. And here's the thing. A lot of people may not say that to you. A lot of people may not be like, yes, girl, like you deserve that date night. But your friends are cheering you on. People you don't even know are cheering you on. But if you don't ever share it, if you don't ever give people the opportunity to connect with you, you're not going to see the fruit of what could come from it later. And so having your why, and which we all have, it's not about finding your why. You have it. You joined for a reason. And it doesn't matter what your reason is. It's good enough. and you should be talking about it, because that is the starting point for connection. It may not be the reason for the connection. You may find something else to connect about, but a lot of my relationships came from my why. It came from the fact that I was a stay-at-home mom and I literally was done talking to toddlers all day and wanted some adult interaction. You know how many friends have come out of the woodwork and been like, I feel it. Like, I understand. I had no idea you felt that way. Like, why is that a thing with moms? So sharing your why, huge deal. Okay. You know your why, and it's okay for your why to evolve. It's okay for it to change, because I can sit here now 3 years later and say, yeah, like I still love talking to people. I still love going out with my friends. I still love not having to like chalk it up with toddlers all day, and I have other responsibilities now. But let me tell you, if you ask me what my why is for doing Scentsy today, my answer is going to be a little bit different. And you know what? I'm still making connections because of that answer. My answer now is so that me and my husband can travel. So me and my husband can build the house of our dreams. So I can make life-changing money that I never knew that I wanted, but that will change our lives, will change literally the course of our life. And that's going to connect with somebody. Because people want better. Okay. And unless you tell people that there's an opportunity for that with Scentsy, how are they going to know? So sharing your why, okay, can lead to connections that build relationships. If you don't ever share it, if you don't ever talk about it, if you don't ever give people the opportunity to ask you about it, you are missing the mark. You are missing out on what the foundation of this business is, which is relationships. Okay. Every single person in your life who you consider to have a relationship with, a friendship with, it started with a connection of some sort. Okay. It wasn't just like you woke up and you're like, oh, Alex is my best friend today. Cool. No, there had to be a connection there first. Give people the opportunity to experience a connection with you, and let it start with your why. Maybe it's not the why that they get connected to. Maybe you post a picture of a selfie with you and your dog and you're talking about your why, and somebody comments and is like, hey, I love dogs. What kind of dog is that? Boom, connection. Didn't have anything to do with your why, but you've made a connection. And that build if you work on it, if you treat it like a relationship, right? So when we move down that and we talk about how do we nurture these relationships with our customers and our VIPs and all these people, and we've got our team and our directors and all these people, I get it. Okay. I'm a people person, but only till about 7:00 p.m. and then I'm not. Okay. So I understand that it can be a lot. Being intentional. Okay. Being intentional with the people in your life and recognizing what value you hold in their life and appealing to that with boundaries, right? Okay. So we're not, like Alex said, if your value to your customers is comedic value, that doesn't mean you have to stand on a platform and tell knock jokes 24 hours a day. Okay. There's boundaries. You don't have to be the Scentsy person who's doing a giveaway every single week because you're that Scentsy person who's just so generous and they love you so much. There's boundaries. But recognizing, okay, to this person, tell you, to my VIP group, I feel like that I am the person who they know loves Friends, okay, loves the TV show Friends, because I have personally branded myself that way. And that has given me a lot of connection with people who I had no idea were Friends obsessed. People in my VIP can tell you are with me, and I recognize that because they continue to show up in my life displaying those connections, right? So they'll post a GIF in my thing, or they'll comment GIFs, or they'll give me stuff, okay? Whatever. You will notice people will start responding to you in the way that you are interacting with them. And that might sound What are people asking you about? What are they saying to you? What are they using as a basis to start a conversation? I'm not saying that pour your heart and soul into every single person based off of those individual connections, but take time to understand that those connections are really important, and as often as you can, feed into it. And in the simplest ways, with follow-ups, with deliveries, with comments, I respond to people in gifts all the time, because that's our connection, and I know that, and it makes that special. It makes that bond special. Okay, so recognizing that those relationships can grow, and maybe it looks different than you calling your best friend every day, but that relationship can still be stable, and it can still be birthed from a Scentsy type of relationship, but it can still be valuable. And the moment that you have that connection and you start nurturing those relationships is the time that you can start to step into having those other conversations and asking those questions. Because what is all of this for? People will come to you when they know you, like you, and trust you. Now, let me tell you something y'all may not know. Not everybody's going to take the time to get to know you. Definitely not everybody's going to like you. And there will be people who refuse to trust you, to no fault of your own. Okay? I, in my 3 years with Scentsy, have had one horrible experience with a customer. Just one. I've had a couple of iffy ones, but just one that knocked me on my knees. I was done. It really rocked me. One. You may have 5. Okay. I expect to have more in my Scentsy lifetime, but that person didn't get the chance to, or didn't take the time. I gave them the chance. They didn't take the time to get to know me, and they didn't like me. Therefore, they didn't trust me. Okay. Those 3 things are key components in a relationship. If you look at any of your relationships in your life, you cannot tell me that I kind of know this person. I like them. I would trust them. Like, all of those things kind of have to be in line. And especially in this business where people are exchanging money, okay, for product, they want to know that they can trust you. And you might say, well, I just got a PWS order and I get that. Okay. But they have Scentsy to fall back on. But are they going to be a repeat customer? Are you going to give them the opportunity to get to know you so that they can like you and then keep coming back to you? That's important. That's really important. So the moment that we get there, or maybe some time has passed and we've been here for a while, okay, in this friend zone, let's call it, okay, when you're there are so many opportunities for you to be able to have conversations that are not cold messaging, that are not random, that are not salesy. You can absolutely, if you have sharing Scentsy down, if you know, I can share Scentsy, I can talk about Scentsy with anybody. I love Scentsy. I love it so much. I've shared my why. I know the why like the back of my hand. 30-second elevator story. Y'all should be getting that down. What are you going to tell somebody about Scentsy in 30 seconds in an elevator? Okay. All of that comes into play when you're inside of a relationship. Why? Because when you're having conversations you've been in relationship with, who have been your customers, who you really like, who there's been connection with, and now you want to ask them about the opportunity, they know you. They know your heart, okay? They've experienced how you are and how you treat people. And they know that what you say is not salesy and is true, okay? But understand that having these conversations about joining and hosting or referrals, anything that takes it a step further than the relationship you've already established, requires those elements and requires you to be comfortable enough with a no, and requires you to be comfortable answering the hard questions, excuse busting, but also being confident in yourself that the relationship is there. don't second guess yourself to the point that you talk yourself out of it. But do the scary things and have those scary conversations, because it's not going to feel comfortable all the time. Even when it's somebody who you're like, wow, I really want them to join, but I'm just so scared because maybe they're your best customer, or I'm so scared that they're going to say no and then they're not going to trust me, or they're going to think I just want them to join my team. Tell them why that's not the case. You don't have to word vomit, but you can tell them why. Okay, so I'm gonna step into that. But to break down what I just said, your why is your open door for getting people to have connection and relationship with you. That is your open door. You are the only one who can share your why. I might have the same why as you, but I can't tell about those feelings or what it's done for your family or how it's impacted your life or how it's changed those date nights from just a dinner to dinner and a movie. I can't talk about that. Only you can. And your customers deserve to hear it from you. Your friends deserve to hear about from you. You're asking your friends to buy from you, but you're not telling them, hey, man, I really love what I'm doing. Your friends, don't we all love affirmations? I think that it speaks volumes when my friends tell me, man, you're really good at this. Like, I really love buying from you. And I get to tell them, I just really love what I do. I love what I do. And I'm so thankful it shows, because there's nothing else I'd rather be doing right now. Honestly, I wanted an outlet from my kids, and here it is. And I love it. That's my why. That's my why tied up right there. Okay. So your why is your foot in the door. It's the open door to having connections with people. And from that connection births relationships. And those relationships give you opportunities to speak new direction in those relationships. Okay, so you go from a customer to being a sponsor to that person. And it takes relationship, and like Alex says, it can take a lot of time. That seed that you plant could take a year. Okay, Melissa, we were just talking about that today. I asked her a long time ago to join. Took her a year of praying about it, of thinking about it, of watching me. But she liked me, she knows me, and she trusts me. And when she got to that point where she was comfortable, she finally said, okay, I'm all in. And I believe in God's perfect timing, so it worked out, obviously. But those relationships take time, and those conversations take time. Trust that just because you get a no does not mean that that relationship was not solid. But take time to nurture those relationships, okay? So I'm gonna move into the next part, which is going for the no and excuse busting, because those are hard things that I feel like that is the biggest roadblock for a lot of new consultants. Okay, we can get to the relationship part and we can sit there and look at our list of 100 and go, okay, I've got my 5 friends and I've got my sister and my cousin and I've got all these people who I think would be really great at Scentsy, and we've got the relationship, but how do I ask them and not be afraid of that no, the impending no, right? Because when we realistically look at these conversations, a lot of them start with no. A lot of people say no, okay? And that's just the truth of it. And a lot of the time the no is followed by an excuse. I've never heard anybody just tell me no. Nobody has ever just said no. Everybody has always given me an excuse. And I say excuse because it's not to say that it's not valid. But there are some excuses that we can validate their feelings, but we can also share what it really looks like, because they may have a skewed view of what it really means to be a Scentsy consultant, what it really means to be a part of this journey, what it looks like to be a part of a team that loves to help each other thrive or to make life-changing money. Like, people don't know what they don't know, right? You didn't know it when you first joined and you had to learn, okay? So going for the no, I'm going to go back to, I think I talked about in the last Leap to Lead, I'm going to go back to my favorite analogy about going for a no, okay? And this is great. You can use this with your customers and with join conversations, and it fits really well with both. And it all is about customer service, right? And the job of somebody who is in customer service is to be a servant to the paying person or to the person who is there for a service. You are indebted to them for that amount of time or whatever, and you are providing something for them. So at a restaurant, I'm gonna assume we've all been to a restaurant, maybe not recently, okay, due COVID, but I'm gonna assume we've all been to a restaurant, and you have a waiter or a waitress, and that person is in customer service. They are there to take care of and serve you, literally serve you, okay? When we think about what is a good waiter or waitress, what are their attributes, what are they doing, how are they providing for us? I personally would say somebody who fills up my water before it gets empty, somebody who is attentive to too many plates on the table, somebody who is attentive to, okay, I'm ready to order. They recognize those signs, they cue in, okay? They're friendly, they're nice, they smile, they ask me questions, they're funny. I love all of those things, okay? And all of that can be tied into maybe what we tip them and that kind of thing. And so anyways, but as a customer service person, we are looking for certain things for them to provide for us. And whether or not we ask for certain things, there are duties that they perform or questions that they ask that we just expect, okay? We don't even think about it because they're just going to do it automatically. Are you ready to order? What would you like to drink? Would you like something to drink? And then at the very end, they ask, would you like dessert? Are you all done here? Are you ready for your bill? All of those are questions that they ask us pretty much no matter what, okay? But my favorite question that I get asked at a restaurant, I don't care if it's 9 o'clock in the morning, I still love it when people ask me this. Would you like to see the dessert menu? That is literally hands down my favorite question at a restaurant, because 9 out of 10 times I would love to see a dessert menu because I love dessert. But I also know I may be an oddball. Not everybody likes dessert, especially after breakfast. I get it, okay? Now, what if that waiter said, okay, wait, I'm not gonna ask the next 4 tables if they want dessert because the last 2 said no. And it's dinner, let's say it's dinner time. Would that change how you felt? What if you really wanted dessert? Would that change how you felt about that waiter? Would it change how you felt about their customer service? I mean, maybe dessert's not your thing, maybe it's drinks, whatever. Think about the question that they always ask you and then they just stopped asking you because the person before you or the 5 people before you said no. It would be like, what's going on here? Like, can I see it? And then you have to ask. And maybe we're too shy to ask. The thing is, waiters, waitresses in a restaurant, I'm gonna just say at dinner time because I know not everybody does it during breakfast and lunch. At dinner time, almost guaranteed will ask you if you would like to see a dessert menu or if you would like dessert. Almost every time. They don't care that the 5 people before you, the person who is just sitting at your table, they don't care if they said no. They're going to continue to ask every single time because it is their job. They are in the business of customer service and they recognize that there is still something that they can serve you. Okay, how does that relate to our business, Brianna? Why are you talking about dessert for 5 hours? It relates to our business because we sit here and say we have such an opportunity, such a time as this. There's journey, there's life-changing money on the table, there's trips to be had, there's freedom to be found. And then we're not talking about it. We're not asking the people that we love in our life. We're not asking the people that we care about, the people that we're watching struggle. We're not asking them if they want to be a part of the opportunity that could change their life. Even though so-and-so said no, we're not going to ask my best friend. We're not going to ask my cousin because they said no. We have to take every no, first of all, as a No, not right now, unless they completely shut down. But we have to take every no in stride, and we have to just expect it. Not expect it to the point that we get bitter and we get negative and we just think we suck at this. Not to that extent. I'm not talking about taking it that far, but we just have to expect that people, like Alex said, are not quick to jump on an opportunity for whatever reason. And like I said, their reasons may be valid, but people are just not quick to do it until they watch how it's done, because the moment that you mention opportunity to somebody, and if they say no, guess what they're going to be doing now? They may say no, you back off. Okay, all right, it's fine, girl, no worries, no worries. And then for the next week, I bet you they're watching everything about how you do your business. They're watching you so close because there was something little in their mind that said, maybe I can come back to that. She had a good point. They're going to be watching you. And if they weren't watching you already, even if they say no, they could have still been watching you. And if you do not give the people an opportunity to say no, are you providing customer service? Are you providing an opportunity? Wouldn't you rather ask somebody and give them the opportunity and let them say no than to not give them the opportunity and they would have said yes? I know for me, I don't ever want to come in contact with somebody who says, man, I wish you would have asked me a year ago. Like, I really wanted to join a year ago, but like, I'm so happy we're here now. No, like we may miss the mark sometimes, but like, I don't want to be a person of regret. And I believe that a no is not, it's not a dig at me. And it took me a while to, I hate rejection, you guys, okay? I really, really do. I am a people person. I hate rejection. But I also understand that there are things and factors, and timing is a lot, okay? Especially in this business, timing is a lot. Facebook parties, all of that, timing can be everything. But you still got to go for it. You still click that join button when you did. Why? Because you said, now or never. Now's the right time, might as well. Before I change my mind, people always say that. I'm gonna join right now before I change my mind. Like, it's like so flippant, and it can be. But wouldn't you rather ask than to not? I hope your answer is yes. And if it's not, evaluate why. But we're gonna go into excuse busters, okay? Because like I said, every no I've ever heard of comes with an excuse. And I want to be very, very clear here. Like I said, it's not that it's not that reasons aren't valid, but that sometimes people are saying things, but they don't really know, or it's from a different experience, right? They were part of a different they're part of a different direct sale company, and it was a different experience for them, but they don't know that Scentsy could look different. Okay, so I'm just going to go over the most popular excuses, I guess, the ones we hear most often. And the reason I'm telling you about excuse busters, and you're like, well, why don't you just let me hear about them? Because the best way to go into a conversation like this, right? We're not going to go somewhere and not be prepared for it. Okay. We're not going to go into a thunderstorm and not be prepared for it by dressing appropriately. If you go into a join conversation expecting a no, okay, hoping for a yes, praying for a yes, but if you go expecting a no, prepare yourself for that reason and that excuse that they're going to give you. And I guarantee you'll feel more prepared to be able to respond. And that doesn't mean clapping back. That just means offering them a different insight, because you're the one who's in it. So why wouldn't you tell them when they say, I don't know, I'm really not a salesperson. Why wouldn't you be like, oh, girl, I totally understand. Like, I don't feel like I'm a salesperson either. Do you think I'm a salesperson? You can always ask people that. I love asking people, do you think I'm a salesperson? Because then 99% of the time, I've actually never got yes. 99% of the time, people always say, no, you don't sell, you don't, like, it doesn't feel like you're selling me anything. I go, exactly. Like, I'm just sharing Scentsy. I'm just sharing what I love. And you could do that too. I know that you already love Scentsy. Like, that's, check that off. You've already got that. So that would be my first one. people say, I feel like maybe that's probably the most common one. I'm not a salesperson. Well, this looks a lot different because you don't have to sell Scentsy. You have to share it. And if you love it, that comes really easily. And if it doesn't come super easily to you, that's okay because it can be taught. But it's not a cold message, let me sell you this, buy my $50 warmer. Like, it's not that kind of thing. You won't catch me doing that. Our team doesn't do that. So do you want to try it and see? Okay, so that's one of them. The other thing, I don't have time. I'm really busy. I've got a full-time job. I'm going to school. I'm trying to distance learn my 3 children. Like, it's too crazy. Ugh. Time. What is it about time that makes it seem so fleeting? Yeah, none of us have time, okay? But we prioritize what we want to make time for. And so I tell people when they say, I don't have time, I'm like, I love this, and I learned it from Alex. You can work this business in 15-minute increments, okay? That doesn't mean you get to do all the fluffy stuff, right? That means doing the income producing activities, the stuff that will actually get you to your goal. But you can still do your business in 15-minute increments, and that's great. You can schedule posts. There's a lot of resources out there for saving time, but also doing the right thing. We've all got the same 24 hours in a day. Let me show you how I make it work for me. Okay. And that can depend on what that person wants out of Scentsy. Like, I just had a conversation on the phone with the girl today, and she's like, I like that I can do it like an hour here or an hour there, and it just all sounds so easy. And I said, hold up. Not saying it's easy, but it's worth it. And if you dedicate the time that you allot, you can make it what you want. Okay. So not having the time, none of us have time, but we make time. And some of us have more time than others, but we're still out here doing and chasing our goals. And how you get there is your journey and your story to tell. But as long as you get there, that's what people want to hear about. That's what you should be talking about. I don't have the money. $99, that's a lot of money. I don't really have that money. I get this a lot when people say, when they say that, but then they just spent $100 with me on Scentsy, blah, blah. So I always tell them, well, we have options. We have options. Purchasing a kit. We have the $59 kit. We have joint specials all the time. I wouldn't say that unless we're in a joint special, but the $59 kit, you can purchase it outright at $59, or you can do a party. Okay, we can get some girls together, and if you reach a certain amount, you can get your kit completely free. Okay, ain't no money like free. Okay, so there's a perfect rebuttal for that. Okay, it's hard to turn down that. And then my favorite, which a couple of my girls here have used, I just want to be a customer of yours. I love being your customer. That's flattering, and I am so genuinely humbled and flattered by that compliment, because that's a huge deal. If somebody says that to you, please take a moment to like soak that in and like shine your star a little bit, because that's a big deal. That means that your customer service has exceeded their expectations, and that they would rather continue to support you than chase whatever potential opportunity over here. But don't stop there, okay? Gratitude is the attitude, but then move forward with letting them know that having a customer to consultant relationship is really amazing. But there is something real special about being a Scentsy sister inside of this company, in this community, working side by side, being on the other side of it. That's goals right there, okay? And I want you guys to take every single opportunity that you have with a person that you are talking to specifically about joining, to at least give them 2 reasons why you think that they would be really great at it. Because here's the thing, like I just said, when customers tell me, I just want to be customers of yours, it's hard for me not be like, okay, girl, like keep being my customer. Like, I love it. Like that's so special to me. And we don't want to let that go. Well, the same can be said for the other way around. When we're telling our best friend, our favorite customer, whoever, hey, I think that you'd be really great at Scentsy because of X, Y, and Z, it might not change their mind in the moment, but those compliments and those affirmations and those reasons, because of the relationship that you've built, are probably really valid, and you've looked into their life and you've observed how Scentsy can be a blessing in their life, and you are pointing that out to them and letting them know, I think so much of you. I believe that you are capable of doing what I do with Scentsy, that I just wanted to extend the opportunity to you. They're going to be thinking about that long after this conversation is over, especially if they say no. And they're definitely going to be watching you too. Okay. Being authentic. Okay. Being authentic is one of our core values. Do not let that slip away in a joint conversation. We are not about cold messaging people. There has to be a relationship there, and that authentic foundation has to be present. So I think somebody asked, I think I saw it pop up in the chat, so I'm just going to say it real fast. The wording that I use a lot with conversations with people, if I'm doing a different route, if I'm making it kind of a little bit more quicker, is, have you ever thought about doing what I do? I end it like that all the time. Debbie Pitts Palmer is a superstar director. She sponsors dozens of people a month. And that's how she asks a lot of them, if not all of them. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Why does she ask that? Why doesn't she say, do you want to join my team? Because people don't take notice, or maybe don't see what you and your team are doing, but they're watching you. They're watching how much fun you're having. They're watching the family trips that you're taking with your kids, or the time that you're spending with your husband, whatever. They're watching that. So when you ask, have you ever thought about doing what I do? I've gotten a lot of yeses from that. And then it's hard for them to step out of that and say, no, I don't want to be a part of the opportunity, because they've already admitted that they do. So that is the verbiage that I like to use now. And it's not a trick. It's not some kind of word game. But when we're in the business of just sharing the opportunity, and we're sharing Scentsy, and we're being authentic to who we are, and we're building relationships, there ain't nothing tricky about that. That is just me asking you, have you been watching and wondering what this is like? Because I can show you. I can tell you about it. So I'm going to wrap this up, my part. But understand that going for the no and excuse busting is solely based off of relationships, your connection, and your why. It is so important to make sure that that solid base is established, and to feel prepared to walk into those conversations takes a little bit of time, but it's 100% worth it, and it is necessary. It's necessary when you think about customer service and that other piece of customer service. You have to include sharing the opportunity. Okay, so I am going to be turning it over to Mandy, who's going to be talking about join packets and how you do them and why you would do them. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna hope that you guys can hear me okay, because my internet keeps telling me it's unstable. It's disconnected me already. So everybody can hear me fine. If not, start waving at me strangely. All right, so the join packets, I was gonna have a cute one all put together for you guys, but I had a day, so I don't have, because I just gave out my last one. So tomorrow on my schedule, I have written down bulk samples, join packets, and make a new list of 100, because I told my whole team to do it, so I need to do it also. Okay, so why should we have join packets ready to go? If someone's interested and they want more information, you need to have that ready. You can't be like, oh, let me go put together a bunch of information for you real quick. Hold on. So I try to always have 5 to 10, but obviously I ran out this time. So they'll understand when you keep your join packet like simple and authentic, they're going to understand why you love what you do. They're going to see how it's worked for your life. It will be relatable and make them feel like they can do it. And then they'll know what you're like, not only as a consultant, but they'll see what you could be like as a sponsor, and you'll make it appealing. Because if you don't show that like you love your team and you want what's best for your team, they're not going to want to join you. They can go find another consultant who is, super outgoing or who appeals to them more than you. So what we put in our join packets, it can vary from consultant to consultant, but what I put in mine, I always put in our catalog. Now, personally, I don't know if anybody else does this. This is my decision. I leave it blank. I don't put my information on here because then I tell them, hey, I left this catalog blank. You can put your information so that when you join my team, you can use this catalog to share with your friends and family and show them what you're going to be doing in your new endeavor. Also, I will throw in, like the product sheets. It gives them kind of an idea of what like business supplies they're going to be getting to in their join packet. I'll fold one of these up, the showcase brochure. Sometimes I'll just do a catalog or this. I don't do both unless I know for a fact that they like super want to join, and then I'll give them a little bit extra. I will put in, I have never mailed them with the testers, but I know people do. But if they're local, I'll put it in like 2 or 3 of my old testers. I don't break up sets for them. Like if you only have one full set, only keep your set. Like don't give out testers. That's only if you have extra. And I feel like I have like 6 sets for some reason because I keep finding them. So I'll add like 2, 3 testers so they see like what kind of things we get again in their packet. And it gives them something to share with their people. I'll give them like body samples. And then this, I believe you all get it with your kit, but you can also order these on the store. So it's the, start here with Scentsy, and it's basically their join brochure. So it has all the information. It has the breakdowns, the compensation plan. This is really important, you guys. If you're doing join packets, you have to know our compensation plan because that's going to be the first, like, honestly, it's going to be one of the first conversations you have with whoever's interested is how much am I going to make? And so this will break it down for them. And then I give them so what I do, I've actually like, if I do Luna, so I'm cheesy, but if I do Luna, I will unstaple this and like turn it around. So it says like the shoot for the moon. And then I'll make some like cheesy little, statement that says like shoot for the moon with Scentsy, or, your business can, the last one I gave her a welcome home scent circle and said something about like, I can't wait to welcome you home to our team. She thought it was adorable. And then I just throw in my business card. And then I usually put it in cute envelopes and I just stick on the Scentsy $99 stickers. But in addition to that, you want to make it personal and authentic to yourself. So I had it pulled up, but it went away. And I don't have it printed out because I was making new ones today, but like I have this graphic that says my why, and then it has a picture of like me and my husband, me and my oldest, and me and my baby. And then it just has like a little story of like why I joined Scentsy, which was very, very similar to what Bree was talking about. But like I joined Scentsy because I wanted to do something more. And now I feel like I'm contributing more than just being a mom. Like, that's hard work. I know that, but like, I feel like I'm contributing a little bit extra. And also, like, now my kids have a mom who's proving that I can do anything I put my mind to. And so I make it very much like family oriented. On like, a lot of the people that I talk to are fellow moms, grandmothers, wives, people who just want to do a little something extra. And then on the back of this, I'm going to have like a little bit more of my story and what Scentsy has done for me, and talk about like, I was like, basically what she was just talking about, like all the no's. Alex asked me to join for 3 years, and she did it in a really sweet way. She just planted seeds regularly, but not pushing. And I would get like the little flyer. She'd send me a sample and she'd send me something like this, and I'd toss it in the garbage. Sorry, girl. And then I'd be like, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I had all the reasons why I can't. So on the back of that little card, I'm going to talk about my story and why, I said no for so many years, but then I felt at peace about it. And how I paid off my car payment early, how I paid off my student loans early. And that's when Scentsy became, oh, look, like I'm actually doing real things with this. I'm not just able to, pay for groceries for a week or whatever. Like, I'm doing real substantial things. That just a mom can do it. So whatever your story looks like, that's what your join packet needs to look like. It needs to look like the fun, outgoing, person you are, or the funny person you are. You make it very authentic to yourself, and then people will want to come back for more. And that's all I got.
Okay, I think
Teresa's next.
Yes, Teresa. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Okay.
All right, guys. Is it bright enough? Like, can you guys see me? I'm not sure how it's showing up. Good? Okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys about my favorite way to get somebody to join with the host kit or flipping a party. It's my absolute favorite, and I'm sorry if I disconnect. For some reason, it keeps telling me the bandwidth is low and it keeps kicking me out, but I'll pop right back. So wait for me for a second if I log off. So my favorite way to do it is with the flip a party. I've had people that have just wanted to do a party, and I've had people who have come to me wanting to join. And when they come to me and say, okay, talk to me more about, being a Scentsy consultant, like I'm interested now. So what I do is I make a personal shopping link for them on my website, and I give them their link, and I'm like, okay, this is your link, and you can send it off, make a page, whatever you want to do with it, get people ordering. What I do before that, though, is I contact customer service to make sure that any orders that go through the PWS, so like online orders, are still going to be able to get flipped to them. And the reason I do that is because we really don't know when that's going to stop. For right now, due to COVID, they are flipping PRV on online orders. And I just do it as a reference because if for any reason I'm in the middle of a party and Scentsy says they've stopped it, I have that chat with that person that says it's still okay. So then I can go back to it and say, hey, I was told it was still okay. This consultant joined and I still need to flip it to her. So I do that as a backup because, I'm a type 6, so I always have to have a backup. And then I just keep, I let them know, especially when it's somebody that's been on my dream team list and I know they've got this. I let them know I believe in them. I know they can do this. I encourage them. I give them tips and tricks that I've learned in the 2.5 years that I've been doing it. So, being consistent as far as following up with people once you send the link it's kind of like hostess tips, but it's more like consultant tips that you're giving them as far as like how to do a party successfully. And then I push them to I let them know beforehand to aim for 500. And I let them know why, because then they'd have Shooting Star in the bag as soon as they hit the join button. So I give them their link. I let them know if they hit 500, they've already got Shooting Star in the bag. So right off the bat, they aim for that 500. There's no 200 minimum. Like, I let my girls know, shoot for 500. You've got Shooting Star in the bag. You get the Shooting Star kit. Once they hit the 500, I flip the party. Well, you add the host kit to their rewards. It sends them the link. As soon as they get the link, they fill it out. And you can resend the link if for any reason they didn't get to it and it expired. You can resend it again. You just have to take the host kit out of the cart under the host credit, resend it. They'll get another email. And they do have to do it within, I say 8 hours. I think after that it expires. It says 24 hours, but I think mine with one of my girls was expiring earlier than that. So I let them know as soon as you get the email, fill it out. And then as soon as they fill it out, I tell them to message me back. And then I flip the party and I put in all of their rewards that they wanted. I have it shipped to them. And as soon as it's done, I go through my back office and I get all of the order numbers and the people that ordered with them. And then you can either chat with customer service if you want, or you can do a ticket. And I submit a ticket with all of the order numbers and the customer names and the PRV for each order. I really break it down for them, so it makes it super easy when they have to go and flip it on the back end. And you basically have a new consultant with 500 PRV as soon as they flip that party. They already hit that Shooting Star and they're so hyped up that they just keep going. Like my last 2 recruits, they had hit over 500 their party. They didn't have to pay for their hostess kit. It was free for them to join. And then I let them know to get that star kit, the Shooting Star kit. And when they're really close to hitting certified, I tell them hit certified first, because you have like 90 days, I think, to get the Shooting Star kit. And I tell them hit certified first, so you get paid 25% on that Shooting Star kit. So I let them know they're gonna get paid on it. So it's more of an incentive for them to get it. I show them a picture of what comes in it, so they don't feel like they've missed out on the $99 kit, because the $99 kit is a really good kit for $99. But if you're trying to get your consultants to sign up using the host kit, sometimes it doesn't feel like it comes with a lot. So I let them know once you hit Shooting Star, when you hit 500, you're gonna be eligible to get the Shooting Star kit, and this is what that has. So you're getting way more than if you just paid $99 and joined. Plus, you've already hit Shooting Star, which a lot of people don't do. You've already hit Shooting Star, get your kit, and then after that, we talk about the sensational start levels. Now it's pretty easy in the back office. When they log in, they can see all of their goals, like their next goals they have to hit the sensational start levels. But that's how I've been doing it, and because I'm doing it that way, they're doing it that way with their people, and their teams are like taking off. They're on fire. So if you want your consultants to be able to do something, you have to show them how to do it, and they will replicate it, and your teams are going to start taking off like none other. What was the other thing I was going to say? I think that's it, really. I can't see if anybody has any questions real quick on it, but I know I went over it like super fast.
You're good, Teresa.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah. Yeah, that was so good.
Does that make sense? Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. So I think Leslie's next with branding.
Yep. Leslie, where'd you go? Is she still here?
Oh yeah, Leslie.
I don't see Leslie.
Okay. Maybe she just got disconnected. I don't know.
I know. I think people have been having some connectivity issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leslie was set to talk about living the Scentsy life and branding, and I would love to talk about that because I feel super passionate about that. Okay, so Bree, also, if you guys just search branding on the team page, the True Life page, Bree has done an amazing, very thorough video training on branding and living the Scentsy life. But you guys, I always say to my new consultants and even more seasoned consultants, don't hide behind your Scentsy business, okay? And like being proud of your Scentsy business and sharing it like boldly really gets the eyes on your business and gets people watching. But Leslie is in the waiting room. I'm going to let her in and let her chat about it because I know she was super excited to talk about branding and living the Scentsy life. So let's see. Maybe. I don't see her. Okay, sorry guys, technical difficulties. Thank you guys for being so patient. Okay, yeah, I don't see. There she is again. Okay, let's see. I think she's having like connection issues because it keeps like kicking her out, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, it literally keeps kicking her out because she joins and then she isn't in here. So, okay, so I'm just gonna finish with that because you guys, when you are proud of your Scentsy business and you're sharing it often and you're sharing it boldly and you wake up and you're excited to spray your bed with Scentsy Fresh and you are excited when your uncle asks you at your cookout, like, so what's new with you? How have things been going? And you just like get so excited because you're so excited about Scentsy and things are going so good and people love the products and you fall in love with the new product every time you close an order and you get your host rewards and you're getting paid for it and okay, Scentsy has so many amazing things that it will bring to your life if you allow it. And living your Scentsy life and sharing it consistently is so attractive, you guys. People love it. People love cheering you on, whether they're doing it loudly and straight to you or behind the scenes. People are watching your business. And hey, maybe at the beginning they're watching to see how long is she going to stick with that? What the heck is that? What is she talking about all the time? But you know what? After you share it again and again and again, people are paying attention. Okay. I've sold more Scentsy Fresh in the last 6 months than I have my entire consultantship because I spray my bed with Scentsy Fresh in the morning and people see it again and again and again and again and again and then 10 more times and they need it. By the time they're seeing it 30 days in a row, they want Scentsy Fresh for their bed. They want it for their house, right? As soon as they see, the more often they see you talking about what Scentsy is allowing you to do, grow as a person, meet new people, learn new skills, tackle public speaking, go on vacations, pay off debts. The more they see it, the more they start envisioning their lives with Scentsy in it. What else can Scentsy do for them, right? But they are never going to see that. They are never going to see the Scentsy vision unless we show it to them. We have to live the Scentsy lifestyle, you guys. It's not just something we sell. It's not just something we're trying to get people to recruit. You guys, it's a full lifestyle, okay? Like we have cleaning products, laundry products, kid, pet, on the go, home, decor. We have products for every single part of your life. Okay, not to mention the opportunity to make money and travel and meet new people and get out of the house, right? Don't tell me that Scentsy isn't an opportunity worth talking about, no matter where you are in your Scentsy journey. As a brand new consultant, opening up your starter kit, that's exciting. That's something to talk about. All the way to your baby's a year old and you've been home with your baby the whole time and you've paid off some debt and you've gone on date nights and hey, you just earned a vacation for you and your husband, okay? From the starter kit to the full-time income, it's worth sharing consistently, boldly, proudly. And if anything, that on top of great customer service, that will take your business furthest, is sharing the Scentsy lifestyle, sharing what Scentsy is, can be, and is doing, sharing that and being an awesome consultant, staying knowledgeable, placing orders, good customer service. That combo right there is so powerful. That combination of qualities, consistent and driven, that will take you further than anything else that you can learn, is that you share it and you provide good customer service. And from there, everything can grow. Okay, guys, you have to be bold in your Scentsy business. Do not hide behind your VIP group. A VIP group is a wonderful place to nourish relationships and introduce your customers to new products. But if you're never posting about Scentsy, if people can go to your profile and they don't see that you're a Scentsy consultant, if they meet you at a barbecue and they have no idea you're a Scentsy consultant, something is wrong. Okay, you have to be bold and proud and happy that you are a Scentsy consultant, because it can be life-changing. No matter how big or small that is for you, it can be life-changing. And you're only one person joining your team, hosting a party, buying something. You're one person away from a completely different business. One person. All it takes is one person to join your team, and they're on fire and they're growing their team and they're sparking a fire in you to do better and to up your game and to take it seriously. They're opening your eyes to the potential that what Scentsy can do for you. Okay? One person away. But you could miss that by not being consistent. You could miss that by worrying about what people think about you. Here's a tip. People are thinking about you or not thinking about you. It doesn't matter. No matter what you're doing, they either don't care or they are watching. Okay? So why not be super successful regardless? You know, if they don't care, then great. And if they're watching, show them you being super successful. Show them you being happy. Show them you spending time with your babies, taking your husband on a date night, going to get your pedicure, buying groceries, going on vacations, promoting, growing your team. Show them that. Because what will happen after time is they will be curious. They will want Scentsy. They'll want the opportunity. They'll have questions, or they just love cheering you on. Okay? But don't underestimate the value of your journey and sharing your journey with other people. Okay? It's very powerful. It will literally, when done consistently, it will take your business to the next level. I promise you guys, I have been sharing my Scentsy journey since the moment I joined back in 2015, and I've made tons of mistakes, okay? Like I mass added people to groups, I copy and pasted messages, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but what I was is I was excited and I was so determined. I remember when I first joined, watching a YouTube training video and literally thinking with tears in my eyes, if these women can do it without a college degree, if these women can do it bouncing a baby on their knees, if these women can stay up late and work their Scentsy business and be successful, then so can I. And I did it. It was like in that moment, it was very early in my business, like less than a month in, okay? I just knew that if they can do it, if other people can do this and be successful, then so can I. And I shared boldly. I still do love every moment of this Scentsy business. It is such a blessing in my life. It is such a blessing in my family's lives, my friends' lives. Every friend that gets close to me ends up joining. And it's not because I'm pushing it on them. It's because they see firsthand how awesome it is and how much freedom and flexibility it can give you. So don't underestimate the power of your excitement in your journey, okay? It's yours, but people are going to get inspired to create their own. I promise you. No matter if it takes a month or a year or 3 years, people are watching and they're going to be inspired by your journey. You just have to commit Don't half-ass your Scentsy business. Why? Why half-ass it? If you're going to half-ass your Scentsy business, then just be a host and host a party a few times a year and get your free and half off credits. Otherwise, just do it. It's all about the will, because we can learn how to do anything in this business, okay? So just commit and share your journey, and I promise you, by committing, the rest will come, okay? So I kind of went off on a tangent. That wasn't even my topic, but I just can't even help myself because it's so true, okay? It really is so true. And I know Leslie's probably upset that she didn't get to go on her tangent because I know she feels the same way, but you guys, please trust me. Be bold in your Scentsy journey. Do not just like do it on the side. Do not just hide, okay? Be bold, because it is important and people are watching, okay? So we went over in time. We've been talking for almost an hour and a half. So really quickly, if you guys have any questions, we can go over them super quickly. Otherwise, we're gonna go. I'm gonna upload this and post it tomorrow, but I wanna give anyone the opportunity to ask any questions. We so hope that this is valuable for you guys. We hope that this is information that you can take for months and years to come, that you can train your team with, that you can give ideas to. I love when Teresa said, this is how she's recruiting people, and in turn, this is how her team is recruiting people. And that's truly, absolutely correct. It's all about, I can't say this word, it's all about being duplicatable. How about that? It's all about being duplicatable and what you can do and then go teach your team on, go teach people. And so that's why it's important. Get your business in check. And then when you do recruit, you can go teach your team how to have an in-check business too. Okay, guys, which is what we're going to talk about next week is systems. Another hot topic for me. I could go on and on and on about all the systems you need in your business, and I will get to touch on it a little bit. So next week, we're going to be talking about systems, new consultant training, team communication and checking in, following up with them, boundaries, you guys, boundaries is a big one. And then we're going to be ready for the last week of Leap to Lead. So I did just want to mention that if you are wanting some one-on-one coaching and talking and you have questions or ideas or you need help kind of going to the next level, please reach out to your director or star director or your sponsor and set up a coaching call. Okay, guys? I know everyone who is doing the program here, Bree, myself, Teresa, Leslie, Mandy, Brandy, we're all opening up for coaching calls. So if we're your sponsor, director, star director, please reach out to us and let us know that you would like to chat with us, because we want to chat with you guys too. But here's the thing is we have to also work on our personal business and stuff to train you guys with. So you guys have to do that legwork and reach out to us and say, hey, I want to work with you. I'm invested in my business. I want to talk. So I did just want to mention that. Okay. So okay, doesn't look like we have any questions. So thank you guys so much for tuning in on your Monday night. I know it's a tough time for some of you guys, so we appreciate your time. And we will see y'all bright and early tomorrow. Okay, guys? Okay, we'll see y'all later. Bye.